Welcome back to the YouTube channel of Pro Enzo Vidz, and this is the Ankle Breaker Podcast, episode 27. Joined by co-host Rugby League Round Up today. No special guests, but that's all good because Rugby League Round Up's always on the podcast, and he's a great co-host. So, yeah, bro, how you been, and what's been going on?
I've been pretty good. I didn't care about that loss yesterday too much. To be honest, I didn't read into it at all. I couldn't even be bothered to watch the second half. So, I wasn't worried, and I'm in pretty uh happy spirits at the moment. So yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah, no problem. Um, Episode 27 is obviously going to be a good one. A lot of things that happened during the week of rugby league, a lot of signings, a lot of controversy as always. So, it should be a good episode, of course. Just want to say also, before we do get into the show furthermore, I have officially hit 1,900 subscribers. I just realized as we were like going live on the
Mhm.
countdown, I checked my subscriber count. I'm currently at 1,900 subscribers. So there we go, another 100 away from 2K. So hopefully I can get there very soon as well. So thank you to those who have been subscribing to the channel. Means a lot to me and the channel as well. So thank you for the news. And make sure as well, so I must say, subscribe to Rugby League Round if you haven't already. His channel's getting better and better as well. I can see his content's improving, the views are going up, and his subscriber count's going pretty well as well. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to Rugby League Round if you haven't already. But yeah, before we start furthermore, I want to go through the chat quickly. So, as we can see, Luke Melbourne Storm fans here, Prupi Akawasi, Warriors NRL Fanatics. Got sports loaded in here as well. How's it going, mate? And then we've got Leslie Karen says, as a Manly fan, I was watching the Titans game. Titans were robbed big time on Saturday. Poor officiating by the refs. Um, well,
Oh, I don't
hang
know
on. What?
about Robs. They got smacked by 27 or 28. Sorry. About that. They got
Look,
smacked by 20 plus. They can't get robbed.
look,
I know there was poor calls, but still, that's just you can't say they were robbed.
with all due respect, when you lose by that much, when you have 44 points put on you, you can't claim you're robbed. But, they were just a bit poor, I think, Gold Coast, unfortunately. And, got Sam Revel in the chat. Sam, how's it going,
Yes.
bro?
Sam,
I
amazing,
might
man.
make I might make an appearance on his show later on. Never know. I'll try my best. And then got
I'm
Jason Reed in the chat
feeling.
as well. Jason Reader. Yeah, no, look,
Yeah,
everyone's here, bro. It's good to see. Got a good crowd. Got 9 people
awesome.
watching the show. And then now 10 just updated. So, yeah, no, it means a lot. So, thank you for those who tuned in just now. All right. I think it's time to rip into the first topic, go.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Okay. Well, we always start with a review first. So, the round 9 review for NRL for this year for well, round 9 of the 2022 season. So, just going to give our quick thoughts. So, Billy, just want to hear your 4 3-minute thoughts on the round it was. Just go and just give me your general thoughts, what you liked about the round and what you didn't maybe weren't impressed with. Just, general quick thoughts on the round ahead.
Uh, I didn't see, Anzac round. I'm gonna go back to this again. It's gonna be quick, but like I said, Ravalawa got tackled high by Tupo, which was a complete coat hanger, and Tupo didn't even get put on in the sin bin. But this weekend we saw Will Kennedy get sent off for the same looking tackle. It was that was another coat hanger. So
Yeah.
I don't like the inconsistencies at the moment. It's kind of pissing me off, and uh yeah, I just think they need to fix that up the NRL because it's going to be a serious problem and it's going to cost the team a game. So yeah, I
So,
think they should fix that. But the week overall, well, if I go look at the games here, the Rabbitohs versus Broncos, the Adam Reynolds Cup, as Nick says, Broncos dominated. So yeah, Adam Reynolds had a night out that one. Um, I didn't get to watch the first game for Friday, the Raiders versus the Bulldogs, but it looked like an absolute bludger of a match from the scoreline. I don't know if I can judge on it because I haven't watched it, but surely you'll know if it was a good match or not. So yeah,
not
I
good.
don't know, not good. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't want to worry about that match too much. the game of the rounds, the Eels versus the Panthers. Wow, Panthers just suffered their first defeat at Penrith since 2019. So that is congratulations to the Eels. That's amazing, and they're definitely premiership contenders, but they just got to keep their consistency. So
Yeah.
yeah, and Saturday Eagles, yeah, Eagles won. It was a very scrappy match, to be honest. Like both teams wanted to win. They're both in good form. Uh Josh White got a try over the Tigers, so that was good to see.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Also, who knew Luke Garner was that fast? And uh, yeah, very
Absolutely.
eventful, very eventful match that one. So yeah, good on your Manly for that one. That was a good win. The Roosters versus the Titans. Uh, yeah, Titans just got blown out of the park by an absolutely class team. Even though they haven't been in class form, they did play really well on the weekend. So yeah, just got blown out. And Cowboys, well, the first half was really good to watch, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. And then all of a sudden, the Cowboys come out and put 24 on them in the second. So, yeah, good on the Cowboys for that. And then Sunday's matches, well, I don't want to talk about the Dragon Storm, so I'm not. And Sharks and Warriors, well, Sharks got a send off and a sin bin and had 12 players on the field for most of the match. So they did very well to beat them 13 plus. And that's
Yeah.
very worrying. That's a bit worrying for the Warriors, in my opinion. I'd be more worried about that than the 70-10 loss.
I think it's, in some aspect, in some extent, I think that loss against the Sharks is worse than the Warriors in the Storm game because the Sharks were down at 11 men at first. If you can't be a side with 11 men for a period of time, then there's issues there. You know that the club's definitely going through a bad phase, which they are. The Warriors aren't going through anything good at the moment. They are struggling badly, and there is issues there. I mean, I think, yeah, look, I think the Warriors, they're a good team, but there is issues there, like you said. But look, the round for me, in my thoughts, quickly, round 9 was a pretty good round. Obviously, my team won, your team lost, which was unfortunate. But yeah, Melbourne, so it's a much more of a tougher task than what it used to play the Tigers. No offense to any Tigers fans watching, but yeah, yeah, like, Saturday footy was pretty good. Friday was a bit of a snooze fest, but apart from the Raiders Bulldogs game, apart from the Panthers and Eels game, the Dogs and Raiders game was pretty shit. But look, just to end it off, I think it was a good round of footy. I mean, Magic Round is going to be very, very good, like everyone's saying in the chat. I mean, obviously we wish we were going, but we're trying to organise that another time, another year. So yeah, it's going to be really good. I think next week or this week, I should say, Magic Round. And yeah, all right, we'll get into the real topics now. So, topic number one. Well, topic number one's a very interesting one because there's a lot of signings that have been going around recently, but there's been about three or so players, or four players, I should say, technically, going to three different clubs. So, today, Cody Nikorima has been officially confirmed as a signing for the Rabbitohs, so he joins the club effective immediately. As we probably both saw, he was in the South's training kit, so he could play this week. You never know. He could actually maybe play against the Warriors, which was the club he was at before. So if he plays against Warriors after just a week leaving there, that's very interesting. And then looking at Robert Jennings as well, he joined the Dolphins, the Panthers winger. So it's good to see him get a bit of a different opportunity elsewhere. Might get more games too. And then lastly, Freddie Lassie and Ronald Volkman, both are rumoured to sign with the Warriors for next year, but they join immediately. So, Rugby League Round Up, your thoughts on all the signings that happened today?
Yep, I'll start with Nikorima. Well, what a good signing for the South, because South are in desperate need of a utility player that comes off the bench and can play any position. And they've got Saliva Havili, and he's a decent player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not gonna fill in a position in the back line for you. And Cody Nikorima can play number 9. He can play in the halves. He can even play fullback if they decide he needs to. So yeah, there's much needed there's a much needed utility there for South, and they've gone out and signed him, which is a really good signing. And wait, I'll just let you go here because I've seen something say
Yeah,
$1.
that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, this is now, I might announce this as well. So I've officially opened my super chat now. So I've officially opened that. I'm
Oh,
eligible to now
amazing.
receive money on YouTube. I can get paid there now. So I think Mr. Lachlan is the official first person to donate to the channel. So Mr. Lachlan, if you're still watching, thank you so much for donating to the channel. I know it's $1, but that's something at least I'm really happy with that. That's the first time I've been ever receiving money from someone else. Live on the channel, obviously. So thank you so much, mate. That means a lot. So yeah, no, any donations will be much appreciated by myself. So yeah, you can go, Billy. Keep going.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's awesome. So congratulations, bro. But uh,
Right.
a- as I was saying here with Nicarima to South, it seems there's a fluke with Nicarima. He always makes his debut for a club in Magic Round. I'm not sure if you remember, but he made his debut
Yeah,
in Magic Round for the Warriors
that's
against the Dragons. We ended up
yep,
losing that match. So I think South may have a bit of a win on Saturday. I believe it is, as he's making his debut in Magic Round again for a different club this time. So yeah, look, I do rate this signing. I think he's a really good signing. I've obviously, as I said in my schedule the other day, I have a new show and I've made my first episode. But unfortunately, because it's
yep.
over the limit of iMovie, I have to remake it. And
Um,
yeah, this is one of my topics. So yeah, I do explain it into more detail when I do release it, maybe later tonight.
yep, that's right.
And
Yeah, no, right.
Jennings to Dolphins. Look, I don't know. Is it which Jennings is it? Robert Jennings,
Robert. Yeah, Robert.
Rob Jennings. Okay. Uh I don't know. I don't rate it too much. Maybe a
Yeah,
5 out of 10.
same.
Five. I'll
Yep.
give him a 5. Yeah. And well, Joey Lussick to the Warriors isn't my favorite either. I don't rate him too much. He obviously played for the Dragons. I don't rate him, so yeah. And Volkman, well, Volkman's a very talented player, but he has no first grade experience, so we have to wait and see what happens with him.
It's the worry. That is the worry. That is the worry. But no, look, well said. I agree on what you said there. Look, I think I made a video about this the other week with Nicarima. I gave all my thoughts on him going to the Rabbitohs. It is a good signing, provides a lot of versatility, can play in the halves, can play a bit of hooker. Maybe can play that occasional role in the back line, sometimes like the back five if you really need him to. So look, it's a good signing for Souths, provides a lot of versatility, so I'm a fan of that. Robert Jennings, on the other hand, um, well, when you think about it, he hasn't really been his best since 2018. That was when he was at the Souths, 4 years ago. Scored 19 tries in 21 games that season. So that's the real last time he had a breakout season, Jennings. So I don't expect him to do too much of the Dolphins, but with Wayne being there, he might actually go all right. And then
Yeah,
as for the other signings for the Warriors, getting Volkman and Freddie Larsick immediately. Um, yeah, there's a lot of hype around Volkman. Hey, there's a lot of hype around Volkman. They're saying that he's the future after SJ moves on, which I do believe that's going to happen. But he hasn't played a game yet, so if I want to see him play a game first before I can really give any judgment, you know what I mean. So I want to see him get an actual debut first. And then as for Freddie Larsick, Freddie Larsick's a solid hooker in my opinion. Always does a pretty good job. So maybe put some pressure on Wade Egan. I'm not sure, but I think yeah, it's been an interesting day in the transfer market. That's for sure. All right, go some comments quickly. There's a couple of questions. Um, so Kai Oken, sorry if I said the name wrong, but he says, have the boys discussed Bronx v Manly yet already? Nah, we haven't discussed that yet. We will get into it in round the last week because we will talk about Magic Round and what our thoughts are up ahead with the round ahead for Magic Round. So that's when we'll probably bring it up, mate.
yeah,
Christy says Bulldogs versus Knights will be a joke of a game. yeah, well, it should. It probably will be because of both bottom teams, but maybe it could be good in some extent. Maybe it could be good in some extent because both teams want to try and get off the bottom ladder and may want to try and not get the wooden spoon to end off the week. So it might be an alright game, maybe.
Mm.
And Warrior Elf says, good luck to Cody at South. Yeah, I think you'll go well there. I think you will go well there. All right, bro. That's the first topic done and dusted. So we'll move on to the very very next one now, which is a bit controversial. So I guess we're going to have some pretty strong thoughts on this one. So yeah, yesterday on Sunday, Will Kennedy, when Sharks and Warriors played, Will Kennedy accidentally. Now it wasn't intentional like some people try to make it out to be, but yeah, obviously he accidentally clotheslined or did a high tackle around the neck to Reece Walsh, which resulted in a send off, and he's going to miss 2 weeks for that now. So, look, I'll give my thoughts after you have a go, bro. But I really think it's a stupid sort of call for him to get sent off. It's a bit like a Lawton situation, you know. I believe only you should be sent off. You should only be sent off if it's deliberate foul play. If it's not deliberate, then there's no reason why you should be sent off, you know. It's dangerous, but there's no intent for that person to try and do the tackle they did. So it's one of those inconsistencies in the game that they're still haven't picked up on, unfortunately. But yeah, Rugby League Round Up. When you saw Kennedy goes to get sent off the rest of the game, what do you think of it?
Look, now obviously I have a lot of hate for the Sharks and hate towards the Sharks, but I don't think it's a send off. Let's be honest here.
No.
I think that if that was a send off, and Ravala was tackle from Tupou hitting him directly in the head, I thought that was more intentional than what Will Kennedy did. Will Kennedy just attempted to get up and make a tackle. Unfortunately, it ended wrong. What can we do about it? Not much, but that's the game we play, and that's what they sign up for, and that's what they sign up to do. So, look, obviously, yeah, he hit him high, and it was a bit dangerous, but I think it's a sin bin at best, and that's going to cost the team in the finals. That one of those decisions will cost the team in the finals because this is completely inconsistent and absolutely rubbish. You can't have this in the game. It's gonna ruin it for the fans, and it's kind of like the 6 again rule. So inconsistent. It's gonna cost the team a game. So yeah, I don't like the senior bin, and obviously to be missing 2 weeks, I don't know if that's a send off offense. They've given him 2 weeks for a send off offense. 2 weeks only. If he's getting sent off. If he's getting sent off, wouldn't they give him more weeks? That's just dumb. That's a sin bin. That's a sin bin, and that's probably maybe a week or two. I think they've got the 1 or 2 weeks right, but the send off was just completely wrong. And yeah, referees need to fix it up. I don't know who was refereeing the game yesterday. Probably not Peter Go. Peter Go would have been even worse because he's a shit referee.
Oh, he's fucked.
Oh, Todd Smith, he's horrible. So yeah,
rookie one.
Yeah. Oh, he's horrible. So yeah, this is not a send off, and I think a lot of fans know this. And well, thank God the Sharks won for themselves and for the fans because they would have been a riot if they didn't win.
Yeah, a riot in Cronulla, that's for sure. I mean, the whole stadium would be packed with angry fans, and it wouldn't be pretty at all if that went the other way, the result and everything like that. But no, well said. I agree. I think that really that, if he gets sent off and you think he'd miss about 4 or 5 weeks, like what Carl Lawton got, he got sent off for the whole game and he got 4 weeks. How come Kennedy didn't get more than that? He got sent off because normally if you get sent off, it's a pretty serious offence. So in my opinion, it might sound a bit wrong, maybe when I say this, but I don't think it sounds too off what I say here. But I think when you get 2 weeks after getting sent off, it's a bit of a slap in the wrist, in my opinion. That's a real slap in the wrist, suspension and cough, because I don't know how Lord can get an extra 2 weeks where Kennedy just gets 2, because both situations are a little bit similar. I know the tackles are a bit different, But there was no deliberate foul play there. Both of them obviously wanted to try and do a tackle to lift their side. And, I know if it ended badly for Walsh and Murray, it would have been obviously a lot worse. But look, the thing is, right, none of them were injured. And the thing is, there was no. You can see, you can tell when a tackle was deliberate or not. And I don't think with Will Kennedy's it was deliberate at all. So, look, I don't think a Simbian was right. A send off was right, but a Simbian would have been right though. But knowing how the game is this year, with how sort of fixated and how protected they are of whenever a play hits the head, they get so protected over that, and they get so what's it called, wary whenever one play hits the head, like one tap to the head, and then Simbian sent off. It's just embarrassing how the game manages this sort of stuff now. So look, I'm sick of it as well. To be honest, I am sick of it, and I think it's really not good enough. That this is where the inconsistencies come in the game, because this is the NRL. I mean, this is the NRL. I mean, if you're watching Friday Night Footy with the Parramatta Eels and the Panthers, you can see JT blowing up. That's how I want to blow up right now, like JT
Yeah.
after Kiko's knock on Friday. That's how I want to blow up right now after
Uh,
this. Yeah, that's how I
and
want to. That's how I want to.
did you see the video of Cameron Smith in the bunker?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his habitat. That's where he's from. He was from there.
Yeah.
Not a surprise. He's referee Smith, isn't he? Anyway.
Yeah. Todd Smith's brother.
Oh no! Don't you dare go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like since Will Kennedy got 2 weeks, what would you give him personally? Like for you yourself, what would be the max suspension and the right suspension that you'd give him?
2-3 weeks sounds about right, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Yeah, that sounds right. And in all honesty, I think that tackle, look, it was dangerous, but as I said before, it's not intentional. And I thought Jesse Raymond's tackle, I know it's a different situation, but he went in with more intent to hit Ewan Aiken in the head than Will Kennedy did. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
that's another bit of inconsistency that this referee got wrong, and this just needs to be fixed as soon as possible. And as soon as it does, this game can go back to the way it is, and hopefully we don't have any more magic round shit.
Yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope Magic Rounds are like last year. Just want to say quickly. In that, National Sports Load says week has been the worst ever judgment from the bunker I've seen in my life. I'm not sure about that. I mean, it's pretty
Yeah,
bad. You're right. You're right
it's
when
been
it's
bad.
pretty bad, but I don't know it was the worst one yet, because I've seen a couple of really real blunders one week when it was the bunker getting too much wrong. But yeah, moving on to the the last show before we go on to our team of the week. So, Magic Round. This is what we're going to discuss now. Magic Round. So, I wish I was going. I was going to go, but look, there's just too much things going on around this time for me. So that prevents myself from going there this year. But Magic Round is obviously a very, very good time of the year for rugby league. Um, a lot of good games have actually happened since the whole thing's been introduced. Because 3 years ago it got introduced, and it was a pretty good week actually when it first came in. But then 2020, the next year, there was obviously none of that happening because of COVID. Yeah, it got cancelled. And last year, 2021, well, just got to say, I hope we don't see a match like that ever again, especially with the amount of sim bins and sent offs we saw last year. That was just disgusting. That really turned a lot of fans away from the game. So I really don't want to see that again this time around. But yeah, just wanted to ask you quickly. What is your favorite game between 2019 and 2021 for Magic Round? Like, what's your favorite game out of those 2 years? And just a moment as well. Like, what do you look forward to in Magic Round? What's your favorite moment? Just answer those for me.
Uh, favorite game. Favorite game. Well, it's tough because it's
It's
only been
tough.
2 years.
Tough.
There's been 2 years, and 2019 was not. 2021 was not a year for
Yeah.
Magic Round itself. It was extremely off, and all the games were 13 plus, except for the Bulldogs Raiders game, which
Yeah, that's
is
right.
quite shocking. But my favorite one in the most recent times was Raiders versus Roosters in 2019. I don't know if you remember that
Yeah,
game,
I do. I do.
but
Yeah.
okay, yeah. But that game itself, I really enjoyed it. You know, I think Latrell scored a double, and Cooper Cronk scored through that nice Tedesco pass. That's how I remember it, and it was a really good game. After halftime, obviously, it was a bit off in the first half, but Raiders came back,
Yeah.
and it was actually a decent game in the end. So, yeah, that's my favorite game. My favorite moment um, will probably be much people won't like me for this, but Tyrell Fuimaono knocking out Ryan Papenhausen. That
Oh, fucking hell. That's not
yeah,
good.
not in the way that I asked that Papenhausen gets hurt. Like I don't want that
Yeah,
obviously, and
okay, okay.
I don't think that's my
That
favorite
sounds
moment.
better then. That sounds better then.
But the intent was wrong and stuff. But my favorite part of that was that all the Melbourne Storm fans started whinging and crying. Sorry to Luke, Melbourne Storm fan, but they all started whinging and crying like a bunch of babies, and that makes me feel much better about my team. So yeah, that's my favorite moments, and yeah, it's definitely different to all the other moments that other people have had. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite moment.
Yeah, well said. Um, yeah, like there's been plenty of good games actually between Magic Round and that. Plenty of good ones. Look, the first game that comes to mind for me is last year's game. Even though there was a lot of shit calls in that game, we merely still won 50 points to 6 over Broncos, and that was a
Yes.
game I was obviously happy for the win there, but I'm not happy with some of the calls that were made. But that's a game I'm definitely going to remember for a while because it was a good win, and that was a game where I think that's the game where Sean Keeper got his first ever NRL try. So that's
Yes, yes. Marty Tapau.
yeah,
Marty Tapau.
yeah. To power the try assist, I just can't believe it. Still thinking about that, but yeah, that's the game I'm talking about, and that's a very good game for me. But I agree when you said the Raiders Roosters game back in 2019. I thought that was an alright game as well. Um, there was another one back in 2019 as well. I'm trying to think of. I think it was Cowboys and the no, not the Cowboys. It was the Knights and the Bulldogs back in 2019. So I remember that game pretty well. It was tight for a bit, and I think Knights won a winning streak that year because I think Knights were winning 3 games in a row or something, and they beat the Bulldogs to win 4 games in a row. And see, I love Kieran Foran. He's a great player. I've always liked him,
Oh,
but
this is
that's
amazing. This one.
that's the
Yeah.
game where Ponga broke his ankles,
Yeah, I
and
was I was just about to change my favorite moment from that. I was just gonna say,
well,
I may
yeah,
change my moment because that is an absolute phenomenal step, and that is
mm,
Benji like. That is absolutely Benji like of a step. So,
yeah,
yeah, unfortunate to Kieran Foran, but you know, yeah, that was a good moment to see for Ponga. Yeah, but that just shows how good he is. But he's just not doing it. So. Um,
at the moment, no, he isn't.
no.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite moments. But I guess another one I'll add in quickly as well. I think yeah, it was last year. This was a pretty good moment. I thought when what's their team? Rabbitohs and the Sharks played last year. I thought it was pretty good that game where Cody Walker had a real big game. Like I think I think he took on the whole Sharks team by himself from memory. Like he was just all over the Sharks. Got like 4 or 5 try assists. Got a double. I'm pretty sure that game. I can't remember exactly how many tries he scored, but he had a really good game that game last year and from memory, and he really killed the Sharks by himself. So I guess that's another game I like as well. But you know, like everyone else is saying, like we're talking about right now, Magic Round's going to be really good this year. Just hope it's not like last year with all the Simbi, the sent-offs, and the referee blunders and the bunker
Yeah.
turning shit. So I hope this year's the year where it's actually a good Magic Round. So yeah, we're gonna go through some comments as well. More comments here. Fnatic says looking forward to the Storm and versus Panthers game. Yeah, actually, I was going to ask you Rugby League Roundup. What's the game you're looking forward to the most for this week for Magic Round?
That one he just said. The one he just
Storm
said. That's
Panthers.
for sure. That's
Hmm.
that's that was meant to be the grand final of last year. Unfortunately, because they both met each other in the prelims, it couldn't happen. But this is kind of like the grand final that might happen this year. It's looking likely that Melbourne Storm and Penrith Panthers will obviously be preliminary finalists again, and maybe even grand finalists. So, yeah, this is going to be game of the round for sure. I'm really looking forward to belting the Titans this weekend. That'd be that's going to be good to watch. Uh, give Titans a good old spanking like we did in 2007 when they debuted, and that was at Suncorp, the exact same stadium, which they simply
Yeah.
can't beat us at, because they didn't do it a couple of years ago when James Graham's last game was happening. And yeah,
Oh,
and
that's right.
also this weekend is Josh Maguire's 250th game. So
There you
um
go.
amazing milestone. So yeah, good on him, and hopefully we can just smack the Titans to suck it into BKR.
Oh, okay, we're not going to mention him, but
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, um, and just for Kyogan quickly, if you're still watching the podcast, mate, he wanted to hear our thoughts on Broncos and the Manly game. Well, yeah, Manly Broncos is gonna be good. It's obviously my boys up against the Broncos, who are in good form. Stags and Farnworth are both in good form actually. Both of them are probably most informed centers in the comp so far. And I think you've got look at back to 1 year ago last year and how Brisbane were going at this time last year. They were around the bottom ladder. They were struggling, but this year it's going to be a lot tighter. I think it's going to be a really good contest, and I think obviously I hope we win. I hope Manly win, but I think Brisbane are going to be a much tougher task this time, especially with Reynolds there now doing so much good work, and then the forward pack like Haas and Cave will be back this week, so it's not going to be an easy game for us. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think about that game, actually, Billy?
What was? Did you say the Brisbane Eagles game? Sorry, I was just looking at the comments. That's all, because I'm
Oh
just a
yeah,
bit
all good.
confused. Um,
All good.
yeah.
Just
What?
just a force in the Broncos Manly game. What do you
Yeah.
think about that game coming up?
Hopefully, a good game to watch. Last year was the Jason Saab special, but
Yeah, it
um,
was.
he's not there this year. For Manly, as he's injured at the moment. But
Mm,
I think Ruben Garrick. It's Ruben Garrick's turn. So
yeah.
that's going to be a good game. If you don't mind, I'm just going to go look in what National Sports Loaded said in the
Oh
chat
yeah,
for a
I see that.
second.
Yep,
Um,
yep. That's it.
no, no. The answer's no. Just no. Not even close. I'm sorry, bro. This is might be a rude way to answer your question, but he is not a fullback at all, in my opinion. He's not
He's not.
a 5'8" at all. He is a pure center and a second rower at best, where he's best at. He has had amazing form this season, no doubt. But yesterday, when he played, he gave them an intercept try to Nick Meaney. He made Nick Meaney look like the winger of the year. That was so embarrassing. And look, no doubt I love Jack Bird as a player, but he missed 10 tackles yesterday. You can't do that.
Not good
Imagine him
enough.
at fullback, he'd be missing 30. He'd be missing 30 tackles. That's just weird. So yeah, look, no, I don't see him as a fullback. I think he's a back rower and a center. That's my favorite for him.
Yeah, no, that's pretty well answered. I think that question. Bro, we're off to the last sort of segment of the show. So our team looked for round nine. So look, this was another tough week for me to pick our team of the week. Or for me, it was pretty tough. Don't know about you, but yeah, Rugby League Round Up. Just give me your team of the week and your play of the round for round nine, bro.
Yeah. Let me just get my document out here. I had it open and then I accidentally
Yeah.
closed it, but it's right
Oh,
there.
all
So
good, all good.
um, look, it was a hard week, no doubt about that. But
It was hard.
I've ended up finding a team. So James Tedesco at fullback. My wingers are Selwyn Cobo and Nick Meaney. Unfortunately, um, My centers are Tolakula and Val Holmes. My halves are Cameron Munster and Adam Reynolds. My front rowers are Junior Paulo and Patrick Carrigan. My number 9 is Harry Grant. Um, my second row is Ben Trebojevic and Isaiah Papali'i. And my lock is Jason Taumalolo. And my bench looks like Dylan Brown, Moses Sully, Ryan Madison, and Ruben Cotter.
That's a very good team, actually. I like that team. That's like that's actually a really good side. I reckon that's not too far off mine, actually. Who was your player of the round again?
My player of the round is James Tedesco. Yeah, he was amazing on the
Yeah,
weekend. So yeah, James Tedesco for sure.
no, well said. Well said, bro. Okay, well, if mine, so my team of the week, or actually no, my player of the round first of all. My player of the round for this round was James Tedesco. I think Tedesco
Yep.
deserves it for mine. I think he really played well this week. He was a big part of the reason why the Roosters won. Got 100th try in the NRL, got a hat trick, couple of try assists. It was just a really good game by Tedesco. Such a solid player too. But yeah, I think he deserves it for me. But my team of the week, bro, going for mine. So my fullback is obviously Tedesco for team of the week. My wing, me and Selwyn Cobber as well. My centers are Val Holmes and Justin Olam. My halves are Munster and Adam Reynolds. My props are Josh Aloya and Junior Pulo this week. And my hooker is Harry Grant. My back rows are Ben Trebojevic and Jeremiah Nanai and lock Jason Tamalolo. Then off the bench, I've got DCE in jersey 14. I've got Isaiah Yeo. I've got Matt Frawley, and I've got Patrick Carrigan as my bench right there. So that is my team of the week for round 9, and that brings the end to the podcast for episode 27. So Rugby League Round Up. Pleasure again doing another podcast with you. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Yeah, thank you. I obviously enjoy it every week. So yeah, thanks, bro. And see you, chat. Let's talk.
Yeah, no, anytime, bro. If you haven't already, everyone, like I said, make sure to go subscribe to Rugby League Roundup's YouTube channel. His link is in the description down below. So be subscribed to him. I guess you won't be disappointed at all. But yeah, look, this brings the end to the show. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel as well. And thanks to everyone for watching the podcast, episode 27. I'll see you next Monday for another one. Laters.